Well, once again, it's the Becker serve under threat.
And good solid forehand return, almost as if O'Brien were expecting it there. Moved across sharply, kept it low. They're staying back now in case Leroux should lift his return. More chance of controlling the return off the second serve, so O'Brien comes in.
And it was a fine return, and Becker drops his serve for the second time in the match. And we're back on serve in the second set. 3-2 now. Becker and Agassi lead. Well, Agassi thinks it was wide.
Yes, Becker doesn't seem equally convinced.
Third ace for O'Brien. Neatly bisected.
Well, it was worth the effort, wasn't it? Really had to scramble to hoist the high lob. And perhaps O'Brien just a little tentative with the smash and the volley. And the big lobster forehand comes into play.
O'Brien, who didn't drop a point on serve in the first set, in danger of dropping serve for the second straight time.
Changing ends hasn't done much good for O'Brien on the serve. Well, I suppose the question always was he going to try and play it down the middle again? The North Americans were much more prepared for it this time.
Well, Paulo Pereira very quick to emphasize the call.
Yes, I thought they had won the point twice. I think this was just out, and I thought the forehand volley that O'Brien played was going out. Neat coverage from O'Brien.
seeing that he'd opened the angles and his partner had to cover the down the line shot. You see how O'Brien comes across to cover the middle. And a good effort there from O'Brien to hold serve from 15-40, and the comeback from Love 3 is completed.
Well, good footwork by Agassi. Becker on that occasion, I think, playing a forehand volley that, had he left it, would have gone out. Little change of pace there by O'Brien. Well, good volley here by Agassi. Good form. Look how the left hand goes out to balance him as he plays it. Directly at the net man, so effective that, of course. Just told Becker where he's going to serve. So Becker knows where to direct his gaze.
Nice little touch. Agassi and Becker lead 4-3 on serve in the second set.
Great wingspan, able to intercept really off either side.
Three break points to leave Becker and Agassi to serve for the second set. Oh, vintage Agassi. 5-3.
Well, that's surely the return of the match so far, because Moreau had really dug it into the Agassi body, and yet he so sweetly timed it, straightened it as an arrow. And Moreau doing a little bit of the same. Agassi won his only title, as we said, with Peter Corder in Cincinnati in '93, and that's where O'Brien won his first title in '94, Cincinnati, with Sand and Stolly.
Two set points for Becker and Agassi.
Well, really taking the pace off that serve, just getting it in nice and deep, saving himself. Well, Becker could sense the movement up there, but he was expecting O'Brien to cross. O'Brien fooled him.
Oh, that's a wonderful shot from O'Brien to end one of the best rallies of the match.
It's good defence from Agassi and Becker, but it was defence. There were no really attacking volleys there, and it just gave O'Brien a little bit of extra time for a wonderful hooked cross-court backhand. Pulled Agassi aside with that shot. Agassi trying to cover that side as well.
And not quite an ace. O'Brien just getting the tip of his racket to it. But a very fine first serve just when it was needed.
Well, he seems a little mesmerized by O'Brien, but not surprising. A good return from Leroux. Very often the player will make the interception.
Mike De Palma. Becker loses his serve for a third time in the match, second time in a row. And the lead is cut to 5-4. And again, the middle theory working for Becker.
Yes, obviously read all about Mrs. Little.
Well, Agassi thinks it was wide.
Yes, Becker doesn't seem equally convinced. And we're expecting it there. Moved across sharply, kept it low. They're staying back now in case Leroux should lift his return. More chance of controlling the return off the second serve, so O'Brien comes in.
Well, once again, it's the Becker serve under threat.
And good solid forehand return, almost as if O'Brien.
And it was a fine return, and Becker drops his serve for the second time in the match. And we're back on serve in the second set. 3-2 now. Becker and Agassi lead. Third ace for O'Brien.